Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Tanya. I'm going to be doing a video today about my planned home birth. So I'm currently 28 weeks pregnant. I do need to hit that 36-week mark in order to be eligible for a home birth. So I do still have a while to go, but both James and I are confident that things are going to go to plan and we're going to be able to have the home birth that we want. I'm just going to dive right into it because I didn't want this video to be too long, but let's get started. Obviously, having a home birth is a very big decision, but James and I did discuss it for a long time and we did our research and we just feel like it's what would be best for us. I did want to outline the reasons why we did decide to go for a home birth as opposed to a hospital birth. The first and most important reason and beneficial factor is that I am having an extremely low risk pregnancy. So I'm very grateful for that, but my midwife did just come for my 28-week appointment and confirmed everything was fine. And she reassured me that I was at a very low risk pregnancy and that baby was happy and healthy. The second reason is quite a big reason, and there are a couple of sub points that I would like to make towards it, but all in all it's the intimacy that I'll be able to get here at home as opposed to at a hospital. So I will be comfortable in my environment and I will be more familiar with what's going on around me, and therefore I feel like I'll be able to better cope with the childbirth. And I'll be more relaxed as well. The sub points that I wanted to make within this topic was firstly that I will feel more in control of my labor because I will be in my environment. Part of that, for example, would be me being able to move around freely the way that I want to at home, as opposed to at hospital where, for example, sometimes if maybe my water were to break, I wouldn't then be able to leave that delivery room. But here at home, if my water breaks, I can still walk up and down the stairs if I want to, just to progress my labor. Anything I want to do, I can move freely within my own home because it is my own home. That also does mean that I will have access to any food or drink that I want to because I will prepare for that very well before the delivery day comes. But the next one, which is quite a big one for me, was that I can practice hypnobirthing the way that I want to. So if that means that I can just lie in my bed, I can switch the lights off or dim the lights, I can, have some candles going, I can have some music playing, I can do it the way that I want to, as opposed to being interrupted, for example, by doctors coming in and out of the room. The reason why this was such a big deal for me was because hypnobabies specifically tend to be a lot calmer, they tend to eat better, they tend to sleep better. They do also have a lot less trauma because they do come into the world at sort of their own pace, which is really, really beautiful. The next thing that I will sort of feel more in control of is that I won't have to necessarily worry as much about unwanted medical intervention, especially if it wasn't arranged prior to my birth. Like, for example, I wouldn't want them to use forceps. Or I also just feel like the midwives being here will better be able to respect my wishes for birth because it will be in my environment as opposed to being in the hospital where they have the pressure of like doctors or other nurses or whatever being there and watching them. For example, I know for a fact that I will be wanting to have immediate skin-to-skin contact with my baby. I will also want delayed cord clamping, those sorts of things. So I know that if I'm in my home environment, that I will make sure that those things happen. Another big bonus of it with everything that's been going on recently with the coronavirus is that I can have who I want with me at my delivery. So James is obviously going to be here throughout the whole process. I don't have to interrupt my labor to go to the hospital either. I can complete everything here at home and the midwives will obviously come to me, which is great. So I don't have to worry about being separated from my partner before, during or after birth, which is brilliant. And I can also invite my own family to be here during that birth process, which would just make me feel so much comfortable. Like, for example, I would want James's mum to be here. Speaking of being comfortable, I think a really nice touch of it is that it's more likely I'm going to be looked after by a midwife that I've already gotten to know throughout my pregnancy. So for example, at the moment, I'm being seen by a midwife called Susie, and I've only just seen her a couple of times, but I've grown to be really, really comfortable around her, which is really lovely. And really hope that when the time comes that she's going to be the one that's on duty, or she's going to be the one that's going to be able to deliver my baby. As I mentioned, I wanted to keep this short and sweet, so the next things that I wanted to show you were just the things that I've prepared so far for the home birth. Number one being towels. So these are only 4 towels that I've just bought, but I will probably be purchasing more. I don't think you can have too many towels with a home birth. I won't be planning on getting a birthing pool, which means that I will need significantly less towels than if I were to have one, but it's always good to have just in case. I did also get some disposable underpads according to the label, but they're basically just like flat sheets or mattress pads or whatever that I can put on my bed, I can put on the floor. I will probably be moving up and down within the house, as I mentioned, so I might put some on the sofa as well. But the midwives will also be bringing big towel-sized mattress pads, so I just thought I'd buy a couple extra just in case. Just revisiting that birthing pool thing, you can get a birthing pool if you want to. I think you can rent one for like £40 or something. If I'm not wrong, actually, you rent the liner on the inside of it, and then if you don't end up using it, then you just return it and you get your money back. But if not, you've just paid £40 for a birthing pool, which is great. But the reason why I didn't choose to get one, although I might change my mind in the future as the day comes sooner, is because I have a bathtub. So if I do decide I do want to get into the bathtub, if I want to be in water, then I can just do that, as opposed to getting into a whole birthing pool and setting all of that up and all that hassle. But yeah, that was just a decision that I made. And I think I do want to be on the actual bed itself, because then I can just be in like a calm setting, dry setting as well. And I can just get into whatever position I want to without having to worry about slipping in the water. But I do also have an emergency hospital bag. So I did pack an emergency hospital bag just in case I do need to be transferred during or after the labor process. So obviously you need to plan for certain things, and I am one of those people who likes to think ahead. So I have already packed for it, but I'll do a separate video on what I've included in that. This is and isn't home birth related. Obviously we do have more bedding, but I just thought I'd buy an extra one in case it happens to be, I don't know, in the middle of a wash or something. But that is good to have, and I did buy some more fitted sheets too. And the next thing that I got was actually a birthing ball, or just like a yoga ball or whatever you want to call it. I haven't pumped it up yet. I might do so today actually, because I'm starting to find it really uncomfortable to just like sit down in normal positions anymore. But during the birth itself, I've seen plenty of videos with women using them, whether it be to put behind them, whether it be to put in front of them as they're kneeling, or just sitting on them, or whatever you feel comfortable with. So I just thought I'd get that, and as a bonus I can use it for exercise in the meantime as well. I did have to buy some things for myself as well for the postnatal process. So I did get some feminine hygiene products, diapers basically. I'll spare you the details, but obviously women tend to have some extra fluids after they give birth. And I did also get a peri bottle, so I think it's short for perineal bottle, if I'm not wrong. It would make sense if it did. But you use it in the bathroom after you go to the toilet, obviously. And you just use it to wash your sensitive areas down there, because obviously after birth it's going to be extremely sensitive to the touch. So this, you just basically fill it with water, you put this on, you put the nozzle on as well. I haven't set it up yet because I haven't found the need to use it, but that will be really good for the future. And the next thing, which I haven't prepared yet, but which will be easy to because it is our own home and we already have, are snacks. So I will be obviously buying more because we'll probably eat them in the meantime, but plenty of snacks for myself and for James during the labour process. But where it is also our own home, James is going to be able to cook anything he wants to upstairs whilst I'm downstairs here in the bedroom giving birth to our baby, but we'll have plenty of food in the house anyway. Of course we do need stuff for the baby, so I will already have, well I do already have, newborn clothes that I'll put her in once she's born. And in terms of the medical equipment, the 2 midwives will bring that themselves. The reason why there are 2 midwives is because there's like one for me and one for the baby, so that everybody's taken care of. But the midwives bring the medical equipment themselves, so they'll come in their cars, bring everything they need. So they will make like a resuscitation station here for the baby in case like she comes out and she's got the cord wrapped around her neck, for example. All that sort of scary stuff that I don't want to think about. They will also bring gas and air, which I'll be able to use during the birth. A really great bonus of it is that the midwives tend to clean up after themselves, so they will clean and dispose of everything that they use during the birth, and we're normally just left with like a load of wash that we're meant to do. That's everything I've bought to prepare so far for the labour. There will be a couple of other things that I will be purchasing, but that will be later down the line. But otherwise that sums it up for today's video. As always, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, comment below, and of course don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Thank you guys, see you!